Never have I actually thought Trump was my daddy. And Kamala is not our mommy. Now, I realize Drew Barrymore has an effed up mom who put her into the spotlight at this young age and let her do drugs and drink when she was, I think, in the single digits or like 12 at the oldest. That's a sickness, right? She's platformed these people. She leaned in and woke. Now she wants to get away with on Bill Maher. If you've changed, then own that. Own how you've changed, how you've seen the error of your ways. You won't be kneeling down to the transgender cult anymore. And I'll listen to you. A lot of people have evolutions. I will listen to you. Right now, I think you're just saying what you think you need to say to be popular with Bill Maher's audience.
Drew Barrymore's sit-down with Bill Maher went off the rails fast. What began as a casual chat unraveled into a slow-motion PR disaster, dragging her right back into the Dylan Mulvaney Kamala Harris mess she's been desperate to escape. Social media erupted. But the knockout blow came from Megyn Kelly. Her takedown was surgical stripping. Barrymore Hollywood image to shreds, and leaving her credibility hanging by a thread. Whether Barrymore can recover from this fallout is anyone's guess. Let's break it down.
Get on Drew Barrymore, this is again on the podcast, and listen to what she said in SOT 28.
You have a lot of bravado about what you think is the truth or not, but it's just so refreshing. Like, you were doing this before it was so dangerous.
Still dangerous.
And it is just way too dangerous now,
Yeah.
but you're still doing it.
It's slightly less dangerous than it was 2 years ago because we did have a vibe change, and because the Democrats lost so badly in 2024, the blush is off the rose on left-wing censorship and, oh my God, you can't say that. Stop telling me what I can do, what I can say, what I can think, who my heroes are supposed to be. Just get off.
Bill Maher. That Bill Maher just handed Trump an unintentional win by admitting something the left hates to acknowledge. Free speech was freer under him. Today, under Biden, speaking your mind feels like stumbling blindfolded through a minefield. One slip, one off-color joke, and your career, reputation, even friendships, can vanish overnight. That's not paranoia, it's happened. Again and again, Maher may not have meant it as praise, but the truth slipped out. And while Megyn Kelly wasn't aiming her fire at Biden, she shredded Drew Barrymore for acting as if she's only now waking up to how fragile free speech really is.
Saying what he's always said, to his credit. He's been very consistent. But there you have Drew Barrymore. Drew Barrymore talking about how it's still too dangerous to speak out with your real opinions. So what are her real opinions? Because just like Jimmy Kimmel and Sarah Silverman, she's been fueling the fire of wokeism for years. Who could forget how she humiliated herself next to fake quote-unquote woman, meaning a man, Dylan Mulvaney, who came on her show and was treated like Jesus.
Drew Barrymore is still stuck in her Hollywood bubble, floating far above reality. While Trump was tearing down barriers to open speech, she clung to the tired narrative that you can't say what you think anymore. Oddly enough, she never raised that complaint when Democrats were the ones silencing dissent. Back then, she happily sipped the progressive Kool-Aid as careers went up in flames for committing wrongthink. But the tide is shifting. Americans are mocking wokeism, rejecting it, and pushing back hard. And for Barrymore, it's that pushback, not censorship, that poses the real threat.
God, there's so much wrong with that clip. It's stomach turning. She's like, leftists need to learn the number one lesson of being happy in life. Do not lean into your problems. Don't lean into crazy. Everyone's had crazy in their lives. The successful, sane ones do not obsess over it, do not want to relive it over and over, do not want to talk about it night and day on their show, do not talk about things like the ground feels safe to me. And they certainly do not literally bend the knee to the cult of transgenderism, Drew. And then talk about how, gee, it feels so dangerous. It's so dangerous, still too dangerous to say how you really feel. About what? What is it? Do you have a reversal on that issue?
Megyn Kelly raised a sharp theory. Maybe Drew Barrymore views on transgenderism have shifted, but she's too terrified to admit it. In today's climate, even a hint of breaking from the woke script can end a career overnight. Barrymore knows the mob never forgives, never forgets, and one honest admission could blow up her Hollywood brand in seconds. So instead, she smiles, nods, and recycles safe talking points, praying no one notices the cracks. In the woke purity game, silence isn't virtue, it's survival.
Take a risk. You're in a safe space with Bill. Maybe he should have gotten her down on the floor, and she would have said how she really felt. You continuously vote for the party and the people who push that bullshit on us. You, madam, are complicit. You hosted Kamala Harris, who says, we all need to be woke. We need to be woke because we just do. That's your person who you actually had on your program and wanted us to call Mamala.
Kamala Harris's appearance on Drew Barrymore's show may rank as her second most cringeworthy interview ever. This wasn't journalism. It was pure political fangirling. Barrymore fawned over Harris, tossed her softballs, and packaged DNC talking points like they were the cure to every American problem. But eventually, reality crashed the set. The polished script couldn't cover the messy truth, and the shine wore off fast. In the end, one lesson stood out. Political fantasies rarely survive contact with reality.
When we lift each other up, we all rise with the mouth quivering, just like the hideous to Dylan. Where do you find the strength to keep being the joy? Where do you find the strength to keep being the joy? Oh my God, she's too far gone. This is what happens when you become a Hollywood actress as a child. You lose your id. You don't know who you are. You're just floating. You're like the Martian, the astronaut disconnected from the spaceship. You're just adrift in space, untethered. You don't know who you are. Where do you find the strength to keep being the joy?
Kelly's right. Barrymore troubles didn't appear out of thin air. She's been trapped in the Hollywood pressure cooker since childhood, and that kind of fame twists everything. It erases boundaries, distorts reality, and forces you to keep performing even when no one's watching. We've seen it before, Ariana Grungy, Selena Gomez, Lindsay Lohan, child stars chewed up and spit out by an industry that never forgives weakness. By the time you recognize the damage, it's already permanent. That's why Kelly's critique hits so hard. It isn't about one awkward interview, it's decades of conditioning finally crashing down.
He's not joyful, okay? He's a sick person, Dylan Mulvaney. He, I believe, may have had his penis chopped off. He's taking massive amounts of hormones. He's pretending that he is something other than what he is. And I believe, and many others believe too, because he really wants to be famous. He's been wanting to be famous for many, many years. He wasn't able to make it as a man, or a gay man, or a non-binary man, and now has gone full Eloise. And that's something that you think is brave, and you celebrated it openly on your show and told others that they should too.
Fame is a drug. It dangles validation, influence, and a lifestyle most people can't even picture, but the cost is often your integrity. To stay relevant, you bend your values or manufacture drama. Dylan Mulvaney's rise is proof. The system rewards visibility, not authenticity. Yes, some genuinely battle gender dysphoria. Others see a profitable brand opportunity. In a media culture driven by outrage and clicks, every revelation doubles as marketing, and the line between truth and performance vanishes. What's needed is honesty, That's where we'll leave it. Hit like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.